to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you what I picked up at the Sephora Vib sale. So if you're new to my channel or if you don't know, I have actually been on a low buy the entire year. The premise of my channel is actually to talk about the best of the best makeup products versus just having an oversaturated makeup collection. I'm really into a curated collection that is just the best of the best makeup products. So I knew that during this sale I was going to spend a little bit more money. So for me, I definitely wait to purchase makeup items, especially bigger, more luxury purchase. I try and wait for a sale. I'm not someone that needs to get the new releases right away, especially if they are permanent items. I can wait till a sale. So I definitely strategized this entire year and wanted to wait to purchase a bunch of products during this sale specifically. I'm just a big saver. Honestly, I hope you guys never feel pressured from my videos or other videos to buy makeup, because honestly, it is way better to save your money. Again, I'm huge on saving. I make sure to set aside money each month to put in like my retirement fund, to put in towards investments. To me, that is more important than spending money on makeup, of course. Obviously, I just never talk about that on my channel because my channel is a luxury beauty channel, but I did specifically put aside some money so that I could spend it during this sale because I had a lot on my wish list and I still have another few items that I want to pick up. So again, please don't feel pressured to buy anything from my videos or other people's videos if you are not in the position to do so. It's way more important to save your money than it is to spend it on makeup items. Most of these items are permanent. Just wait and see if your favorite creators are talking about them in 3 months' time, because that's the thing with new makeup releases. People get really excited about them, hype them up, talk about them for about a month, and then you'll never hear about them again. So I try, again, and be very, very specific about what I am purchasing, just because I don't want to have an oversaturated collection where there's makeup just collecting dust and sitting there. I want to actually use what I have in my collection. Okay, so enough of that little rant that I went on, but I just never want you guys to feel pressured. But let's just get straight into the haul. So I have already made 3 different orders. I don't know why it feels better when you make 3 smaller orders versus like 1 giant order, and sometimes I'm just unsure about products. So I made 3 separate orders. 2 of them have shipped, and the shipping is just so slow with Sephora when their sales go on. 1 has already arrived, so I just figured I would just show you guys what I purchased. I don't have all the physical items here currently, but that way you could see what I'm buying, and I could also get your help because I still have some items in my cart, and I want your help to know if I should purchase them or not. If you want to see me try them on, like obviously I'll do a get ready with me with all these products so that you can see them in action and so you can get my full thoughts on these products. But in the meantime, I just wanted to get this up before the sale ended. First of all, in my first order, I picked up the Libre Tinted. This is the Hueskin Serum Concealer. And it is a clean, vegan, cruelty-free, and fragrance-free brand, which I love that. If you don't know, I have extremely sensitive skin, so I have to be very particular with products that I use on my skin. So this brand intrigued me. So in this concealer, I picked up the shade number 18. It might be just like a hair too light, but it might work well really nice under the eyes. It does have a very nice serum consistency. I'm not a huge fan of this wand because it's not like the most precise, but again, I love that Ciroc concealer and the wand isn't my favorite either. It does have really decent coverage. Now this does have a very nice serum consistency, so it is almost like a little thicker in texture. That sounds terrible, but honestly I really like those concealers because I find those really thin concealers can almost make my lines and texture look worse under the eyes, where a serum concealer that is a little thicker tends to just, it covers over that area and it adds this smoothing effect where it smooths out the pores and texture under the eyes, and actually I feel like looks a little bit better. So I'm very curious to see how this will work. I just received this morning, so I haven't even had the chance to test this out yet, but I'm really excited about it. And I don't know if you guys know this, but with Sephora reviews, really dislike how there's incentivized reviews on the Sephora website. If you guys have noticed, there'll be like a little incentivized thing where people are leaving reviews. So when I go and look at reviews on Sephora, you can sort them, and I always click like the non-incentivized reviews only because I don't want to see people's reviews when they've received the product for free, because basically all the time they're just positive. So that's just a little tip if you're looking at reviews on the Sephora website. But I didn't see a lot of information about this concealer, but I was really curious. They're basically have just been so many concealer releases lately with these new generation concealers that are really, really great and fantastic. So this is one that I wanted to pick up. So I can't wait to test this one out. And then I also picked up, this is something that I mentioned already, but this is the Givenchy Prisme Libre blush in the shade 2 Taffeta's Rosé. I think that's the one. So this is a loose powder blush, and I already have the shade, I don't know where it is currently, but I picked up the shade Coral previously, and I really like the formula of this, but the shade Coral just wasn't my absolute favorite. I don't think corals look that flattering on my skin tone personally. I used to really like corals, but now I just don't really love them as much. And I really enjoy the formula because it gives you such a beautiful diffused look on your cheeks. It almost looks like you haven't really applied blush. It just blends right into the cheeks, adds this very beautiful soft focus effect. So I like that because I like those powder products that give you that blurred, filtered appearance, and this blush definitely does that. I also really like it because it has this creamy quality to it where it just melts into the skin, almost like you've applied a cream blush, which I just really enjoy those types of products. So let's just see what this color is like. So these Givenchy Libre loose blushes, they come with 4 different colors, and you basically can just apply them, or you can put them into this cap here, and then what you have to do is break them up with your brush. So this is how I would apply them. I would break up the little, I don't know, the little powder particles onto the cap here, and then I would press it onto the cheeks. That's how I find that these powders work best, but I forgot I was just going to give a swatch. So again, you're probably going to get a different color every time you apply it because you're not going to evenly distribute these 4 colors every time that you apply your blush. So every application might look a little bit different, but I really, really love this formula. I think it is absolutely beautiful. It's very soft. I don't even know if you guys can see that. It is a very, very soft pink blush. This is what I wanted the Dior Rosy Glow blushes to be. That really soft, focused, beautiful, diffused application. Wow, it looks honestly gorgeous. It's very blurred and beautiful, very light. It just gives you a natural flush of color. Again, this is what I wanted the Dior Rosy Glow blushes to be, but they reformulated them, and the reformulation is honestly terrible. They're dry and chalky. This is smooth and diffused and beautiful and blurred and soft. So love this. Again, it's a little bit more finicky. So if you're a beginner to makeup, maybe I wouldn't recommend this product, but I can't wait to test this out on my cheeks because that looks absolutely gorgeous. I definitely prefer that shade over the coral. And then I also picked up this Kulfi Zari Eyes eyeshadow in the shade Bronze Brocade. I actually already opened this because I couldn't help myself and I applied a little bit over top of my eyeshadow. So I used the Merit Solo Signature Solo Shadow in the shade Vachetta. And then I just went over top like a tiny, tiny bit with this Bronze Brocade. I really like the brand Kulfi. They make amazing products. So I just wanted to try this out. And the only color that really appealed to me was this one because they have just other kind of fun colors. I wish they had more neutral shades. Wow, that is a lot of pigment. So I'm someone that doesn't love eyeshadows. Like, I would just skip eyeshadow altogether, and most days I do. I usually just maybe wear mascara. Some days I don't even do that. But this has great pigmentation. It very creamy, very beautiful. But as you can tell on my eyes, I just applied a very, very, very soft layer of this. Like, basically you can't even see it. So you can make this less pigmented, so it's not as intense as this. But really beautiful. It does have soft shimmer particles, like intermittent shimmers, but not glitter. There's no chunky glitter or anything like that, but it does have a little bit of sporadic shimmer. I would say a good comparison is like the shimmer in the Chantecaille Luminescent eye shades. It does have that bit of intermittent shimmer, but it's nothing chunky or nothing glittery. But I can't wait to try that on like a little bit more intensely as maybe a going out eyeshadow. I think that will be beautiful. And then another item that I picked up is this Westman Atelier I Want You mascara in the shade Brown. So I've just been really, really loving brown mascaras. That YSL Lash Clash mascara is like my current holy grail in the brown shade. I just love how it enhances the eyes and it's not too dramatic. I just feel like it suits my complexion best. Intense makeup looks or harsh makeup products don't look great on me. I look better with those more natural, very enhancing makeup looks. I don't look great with a lot of makeup. I just look a little bit too harsh, especially with my features. That's just what I find. So I'm really excited to test out this mascara. I love this tube. That is very beautiful. It is quite luxe, like it feels heavy. Beautiful red packaging. Really excited to test this out. I haven't really heard anything about it, so I'll have to play with this, and obviously I will be filming a get ready with me so you can see these products in action. But I'm really, really excited about that. Westman Atelier products don't always work out for me because I am someone with sensitive skin, and they have a lot of like essential oils and stuff like that, which isn't great if you're acne prone. So not all of her products work for me, but I feel like a mascara is pretty safe and it won't obviously make my skin have a reaction. And then another item that I picked up is, this is a hair care product. This is the Color Wow Root Cover Up in the shade medium brown. So it camouflages roots and dark regrowth. I didn't even know if I should show this because I don't usually talk about hair on my channel, but a few of you guys have asked for hair care products, and none of my hair care products are at Sephora, so I will talk about that eventually. But this is just basically a root cover up. It's a powder. I like it because I have already gone gray. I went gray like in my 20s. I'm not fully gray, but my roots like at the very top are gray. And so I like to cover them up in between hair appointments because I definitely, now with brown hair, I definitely need to do that. And I really like this product, and my hairdresser said it was safe to use. So he does not recommend those spray root coverers, like if you get one of the spray ones, because he says that actually damages your hair. So he said that he does approve for me to use the powder product because that won't damage your hair in the long run, but don't use those sprays because that actually will cause hair breakage and it will ruin your hair over like a few years. He just said they're terrible for your hair. So he did approve this product. So that's just what I use in between hair appointments to cover up my roots. And then the rest of the products that I have picked up have not arrived yet, and they're like very slow to arrive. Like I don't think they're supposed to be here for another 2 weeks. So I thought I would just tell you, and I'll show pictures of what I picked up, of course. So the next order I made, I picked up the Westman Atelier Liquid Super Loaded All Over Illuminator Drops with Vitamin C, long name, in the shade Peau Peche. So I originally wanted to pick this up in my first order, but they were sold out when I went to purchase. So I'm really excited that they came back into stock and I got to purchase them. So I figured that the Westman Atelier Liquid Super Loaded All Over Illuminator Drops, again, long name, I figured that would be similar to the Gucci Illuminator Debute. And I really, really, really enjoy this product. Love it, actually. It has it's like a very sophisticated glow. It's reminiscent of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, but it's even more sophisticated. It gives just more of a sheen versus the Hollywood Flawless Filter is a little bit more metallic, I would say, where this just gives you a beautiful glow. It makes your skin look dewy and healthy and youthful. And I really, really enjoy this product. It's kind of replaced the Hollywood Flawless Filter for me, but it does have a little bit of a bronze tint to it, so I don't think it's very universal. Like, I don't think any complexion could wear it. I think if you're very, very fair, this would be a little bit too dark for you. And my other issue with it is that it's not very long lasting. Like, after 6 hours, it fades away, and if you apply it over your makeup, it can sometimes take off the makeup that's underneath. So I wanted another option. I wanted to test this out. I've heard good things about this product. Again, I haven't tested it out because I haven't tried it. It hasn't arrived yet. But I can't wait to kind of compare the two and see if they're similar. I think I've heard people say that it adds like a blurring effect. So I love that blurring soft focus effect. I'm definitely going to be trying it underneath my concealer because I think Michelle Wong mentioned that she uses the Peau Rosé one underneath her eyes to add some brightness. And it adds this soft focus filtered effect. So I'm curious to see if that will do that. I'm very hesitant because the idea of putting something shimmery like that under my eyes, that seems like it would add a metallic effect and a shimmery effect, but I'm obviously willing to try it out. And I'm curious to see how this will work over top of my makeup, especially because Westman Atelier products are usually packed with oils. So I'm curious to see if this product will work like the Gucci one, if it will actually apply beautifully over top of makeup, because I want to use this as a highlighting product over top of makeup. That's kind of the main reason why I wanted to buy it. but I'm very concerned that with the oils in it, if it's going to just take off the makeup that's underneath. So I can't wait to test this one out. Of course, I will give my honest opinion and thoughts on that one. I also picked up the Givenchy Prisme Libre foundation, and I picked it up in the shade N270. So when I first went, it was sold out in my shade, which is why I purchased it in the second order. And so it's, again, it hasn't arrived yet, but I'm really excited to get a new bottle. This is my old bottle of the shade for W280. This one is just too deep for me. So I wanted to get a shade that was a little bit lighter and a little bit more neutral in tone. So I can't wait till that one arrives because I really, really love this foundation. It's a great everyday foundation that just gives your skin a beautiful, a blurred, filtered appearance. It definitely is a more hydrating foundation, but it's not too luminous. Has a beautiful, light buildable to medium coverage. So I just think it's perfect for everyday wear. I think it wears beautifully on me, but I have dry skin. I don't think this would be the best foundation if you're really oily because it's definitely more of that hydrating foundation, but it's really pretty. And then I also picked up the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask in the shade Peppermint. I love the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. That's what I apply to bed every night. That's usually what I prep my lips with before I start makeup. And I'm just a sucker for those limited edition scents. I don't know why, but anything that comes out with like a Christmassy scent or like Christmassy packaging, I instantly want to buy it because I'm just a sucker for those sorts of things. So I picked it up. For me, it's worth it because I honestly have probably used up like probably 2 or 3 of them. So I know that I'll get use out of this. And I love peppermint flavored stuff. Like that's just, I love that sort of stuff. So I know that I'll probably like that as well. So excited for that order. And then the last order that I have made, I was debating between picking up the Westman Atelier Vital Press Skincare Blurring Talc-Free Setting Powder in the shade Pink Bubble, or I was going to get the Huda Beauty. This is the Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder, but I wanted to get it in the Cherry Blossom shade, so it's like a pink shade. And the Westman Atelier powder, I was debating getting it in the shade Pink Bubble. So I was going back and forth, like, which one do I want? But then I realized it is the winter time, and this Huda Beauty powder is actually really, really beautiful, especially if you're someone with combo or oily skin. It's such a finely milled powder. I know everyone talks about the Givenchy loose powder. I don't love that one because it has shimmer particles, and you can see the shimmer particles on Beauty. It is so finely milled, and honestly, it is better performing than so many of my luxury beauty powders. So I really, really, really love this formula. But I do think it's best for combo leaning oily skin, definitely oily skin for sure. Drier skin, and if you have mature skin, I don't know how well this would work for you. I do have dry under eyes, and this works really well. It gives the most beautiful blurred filtered appearance. But if you're really dry, or if you have mature skin, again, I'm only 33, so I'm not great at saying like for sure that would work for mature skin. My mom hasn't tried it, but maybe I should get her to try it and report back. But this Westman Atelier powder, definitely better for dry skin, mature skin. I would say combo skin, probably not oily skin because this is a powder that you would, well, you could use it if you were oily. You would just require touch-ups throughout the day. And this actually is a beautiful touch-up powder because it doesn't add any powderiness or any, like you can't detect the powder at all on the skin. It is very, very undetectable, but it does blur the skin. So this makes a great touch-up powder because you literally can't see that you've applied anything except that it blurs the skin. And so I thought because we're going into the fall, well, it's currently fall now, because we're going into the winter months, it's going to be really cold and my skin is going to be even drier. Probably not the best decision to pick up a Huda Beauty powder because it is more on the matte side, where this is kind of more of that creamy quality, gives a bit more hydration. I haven't really tested this out on the under eyes. I've worn this, I think, a few times on the under eyes, and it's definitely the best pressed powder for the under eyes. But I'm really excited. So long story short, I did pick up the Westman Atelier Vital Press Skincare Powder in the shade Pink Bubble because I wanted to use a pressed powder for my under eyes specifically. This one's just a little bit too deep for my under eyes. This is the shade Creme. So I thought Pink Bubble would be nice because it is such a sheer powder that I think the pink tint, it won't be like super pink. It's not going to like turn my under eyes pink, but it'll just give me a little bit of that brightening effect. Maybe give me a little bit of color correcting since my under eyes are a bit more on the blue side. I'm just really curious, and I think this will work well in the wintertime specifically while my under eyes are a bit more on the dry side. So that is the next item I picked up. And then I also picked up the YSL All Hours Creaseless Precise Angles Concealer in the shade LN4. So this was weirdly, like, out of all the shades, they only had like 3 shades available. I thought LN4 was probably going to be the best match for me. Again, I haven't seen any reviews on this, so I don't know if it's going to be good. But I have tested out so many concealers, like, well, the Ciroc concealer, which is my holy grail. The Givenchy Prisme Libre concealer, really love that as well. That's something I recommended during the Sephora sale. I did try the Gucci concealer, which, no, not my favorite. If you have dry skin, it's a really thin consistency, but it's so drying. It made my under, like, it made me look like I had aged 10 years. It was not a great look for me. I feel like this Live Tinted is definitely a thicker, more serum-like consistency, so it just works better for my dry under eyes. It just seems to smooth and blur the texture a little bit better. And then I wanted to also add in this YSL to kind of test out all those concealers. I feel like I've tried another one, but I can't remember which one. But anyways, I really wanted to try out this YSL one and give you my thoughts on kind of which concealer is best. And I don't know why I decided to pick up this one, really. It just kind of, curiosity got the best of me. So you'll see a video with that. And then I also picked up the Tom Ford Soleil de Faux Glow Highlighter in the shade Oasis. So this highlighter was actually released in the summer collection. And I didn't really even have my eyes on it that much, but this is going to be weird, but I don't really like wearing eyeshadows. Like, I love my new Clé de Peau palette because this is like the best neutral palette I can wear for every day. But sometimes when I want to shimmer on my eyes, some of the shimmers that I currently have in my collection are just a little bit too shimmery for my preference currently. And so I was thinking, I really like that Westman Atelier. It's the Peau de Soleil. It's that tinted, it's like that cream highlighter, but I bought the Peau de Soleil to use on my eyes. And I really love that, even though it's kind of targeted as a highlighter. I love to use that on my eyes. I can't find it. But anyways, it's that cream highlighter that Westman Atelier has. And I really love it on the eyes because it just gives the most sophisticated sheen. Because it is a highlighter, it is very soft. It gives you that kind of just red carpet glow on your eyes. And so I thought, you know what, I want to pick up a more bronzy toned highlighter that I can just wear on my eyes. Because again, it's going to give me that wet sort of glow that's very sophisticated, gives that very refined shimmer that's not going to be over the top. Tom Ford does beautiful, beautiful highlighters that are just so well made. And I thought if I could use this as a highlighter and an eyeshadow in one, then I would love that. And I love a one and done eyeshadow. I love just putting on a bronzer and then a highlighter on the eyes. But all of my highlighters that I have are more on the champagne side. And sometimes I just like something a little bit more bronze. So I decided to pick this up mainly to use as an eyeshadow. So I picked that up as well. And that's coming in my last order. And then I also have some things in my cart that I thought you guys could maybe help me decide if I should purchase them or not. So give me your thoughts. In my cart currently, I have the Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez, the Positive Light Silky Touch Highlighter in the shade Auxiliary. Do I need another highlighter? No. This is one I could probably convince myself out of buying, but I've just heard consistently really great things about this formula and this shade, and it's usually always out of stock, but it's currently in stock. Yeah, I don't know. I, for some reason, really want to try it, but again, I don't really like powder highlighters, so I probably only use this on the eyes. But for some reason, I'm really intrigued by it, and I really want to try it. And it's only 34 Canadian dollars, which is pretty low price in Canada. So I'm like still very hesitant on this. Like, should I just try it out? Should I just wear it as an eyeshadow? I don't know. What are your thoughts? Have you tried this formula out? I've tried a bunch of Selena Gomez's, like the Rare Beauty products, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised by them. I think they're really great quality for the price. Honestly, very impressed. I also have the Westman Atelier Liquid Super Loaded All Over Illuminator Drops with Vitamin C in the shade Peau de Rosé. Because again, I thought I could use that one specifically for under my eyes. But do I need that? If I already picked up the Peau de Peche? Probably not, and I should probably try the Peau de Peche first to make sure I actually like it. Because what if I don't even like this? I mean, Sephora's great with returns, but I'm unsure about that. And then I also have the Haus Labs by Lady Gaga, the Triclone Skin Tech Medium Coverage Foundation with Fermented Arnica. Again, this is a product that I've seen consistently been mentioned in like favorites videos and people really liking this product. And again, I am kind of, I don't know, not that I'm really in the market for foundations, but I'm just interested in trying some not strictly like super luxury makeup brands. So I just thought this would be interesting to try. Again, I've heard good things about it. So if you guys have tried this foundation, let me know your thoughts. I am someone that has pretty dry skin, so that was my hesitation. Like, will this be great for dry skin? Is it just overhyped? Is it actually worth the money? So yeah, give me your thoughts if you have tried out that product. And then I have too much in my cart, but I also have the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Stick Blur and Smooth Tint Stick Foundation. Again, this is something, it's newly released, but I have heard really good things about it, and people say that it really blurs and smooths the skin. And you guys know that that is my favorite thing in a foundation. So I'm very intrigued to try this one. The only thing that's making me hesitant is that, is it just hyped up for a month and then no one's going to talk about it again? Another thing I'm concerned about is I don't typically love stick foundations. Sometimes I find that my sensitive skin doesn't react great with them. I forgot to mention the Haus Labs foundation. I did check all the ingredients and they are like sensitive skin ingredient improved. Like no ingredients in that would make me break out. So that's another reason why I really want to try it, is that I know that I wouldn't break out from that product. The Fenty foundation, it does have a few ingredients that potentially could cause a breakout. Again, I'll use the ingredient checker that I use to check my products down below. But yeah, I've just heard good things, so I'm kind of intrigued to try this out, but I'm not 100% sure, because if you've tried it, let me know. And then the last thing in my cart is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Cream Contour Duo in the shade 1.0 Light. So I actually have never tried this product yet, which is so surprising to me because I really love Tom Ford's products. But for some reason, I just feel like I would never use that highlighter. And to me, this is 122 Canadian dollars. Is it worth 122 Canadian dollars, or just dollars for me, if I don't use the highlight and I only use the contour? And then again, it seems like quite an emollient bronzer or contour shade. So will it be too emollient for me and it will kind of melt off my face? Another question that I had was, I'm someone with quite a thin face, so I don't really need contour. So I would mostly use it as a bronzer, but is it too cool tone to use as a bronzer? So those are just my thoughts on that one. I don't know why I haven't tried it, because this is so, I don't want to say hyped up, because again, it's Tom Ford, so it's hyped for a reason. Tom Ford usually makes pretty stellar and quality products that are just top notch, but that's the thing that's holding me back. I don't really know if it will be worth the money for me. So we'll see. And then, oh, one more item that I have. It's not really technically in my cart because it's out of stock currently, but I really wanted to pick up a YSL. This is the Rouge Volupté Candy Glaze in the shade 15. It's been out of stock for so long, it probably won't come back into stock before the sale ends. So I might just pick it up at Shoppers Drug Mart while it's still in stock. But I really want to try this in a tinted version because I currently have like the clear gloss formula or shade. And I would just like something that I can apply on the lips without needing like a lip liner or a lipstick underneath. Not that you necessarily need that, but I want something with a little bit of a hint of a color. But that is everything that I picked up from the Sephora Vib sale and that is currently in my cart. So if you want to help me narrow down my cart, that would be fantastic if you have any thoughts on those products. I would love to hear from you. Did you pick up anything from the sale? Let me know what you purchased. I always love to hear from you. Did I miss anything? Should I pick up anything else? Let me know down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like this video if you like it, and I'll see you in my next video.